Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I do hope you're doing well, mate. As always, I really do hope that. And welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series here on the channel where I reflect on what's been said about Chelsea. As always, giving you my thoughts on it. More importantly, asking for yours. It's the transfer window, and the deal sheet has been released on The Athletic, which, of course, is a well-informed piece of insight into transfers into most big clubs. Of course, Chelsea are in there. We're going to find out what's being said about Chelsea. It's going to be a ruddy good video. Of course, there's a lot being spoken about regarding Marc Guehi return to Chelsea. We're going to find out what's going on there. Thank you, as always, for joining me. Thank you, as always, for supporting the content and supporting me. So you can do so by liking and subscribing. Delighted to say this video is brought to you by my new partner, Stocks FC. Guys, if you think you know about football, you play fantasy Premier League and stuff like that, time to take it to the next level. It's a stock market for footballers. It's 18 plus, but it's not considered gambling or, like I said before, a get rich quick scheme. It's an opportunity for you to implement your footballing knowledge by buying players you think are on the up. Buy low, sell high. I will show you again my portfolio soon. I'm buying a few players on there. Do to check out Stocks FC. You can do so simply by clicking the link in the top of the description or scanning this QR code as we go in the video. Great fun. Alright guys, like I said, we will be referencing The Athletic today. I could share screen with you, but it's only text, so I'm going to just read it out and go through it. Of course, we've been reacting to the centre-back stuff. It does seem like amongst outgoings that Chelsea really do want to sort out the centre-back problem, which I kind of get. I know we're not scoring much, and Nico Jackson's rightly been highlighted by myself also, not just by other people, by me as well. I'm always trying to be very, very mindful to praise Nicholas Jackson for all the good stuff he's doing, of which there is many. Being not even just a striker, being a footballer in a top, even just the Premier League, you know, if you're not really good at doing everything, you'll get relegated. So, like, you can't just have raw materials. I mean, look at Mykhailo Mudryk. Do you know what I mean? He's an example of someone who we think's got an incredibly high ceiling because he can hit the ball hard and he can run really fast and dribble fast. But you have to have so much like meticulous absorption of tactics and instincts to do things now, and Jackson's got a lot of that. Like, he makes really intelligent runs, he knows how to press exactly how the manager wants, he knows how to occupy spaces. His finishing's just been a bit off at the moment, which we know, and which has obviously been a huge talking point. But we're going to find out now what's being said on the deal sheet. I have a feeling it's going to be defender oriented, but we will react as we go. So, Chelsea, hey, that's us. What happened this week? Well, Chelsea have added to the group by recalling 19-year-old defender Aaron Anselmino, from his loan at Boca Juniors. The centre-back was brought by Chelsea from Boca for a fee in the region of 17 million quid. That includes add-ons, though. Significant fee. It's like Cesare Cassidy fee. They're really, putting the money on the table for these kids. Back in August, but he stayed in Argentina to keep getting first team football, which he did. And he sort of became a starter. He's not been called up by the Argentinian youth level, so we have a feeling there's an idea that he's going to get called up to the senior team maybe, and after a while. And of course, he's training at Cobham at the moment. Excuse me. The timing of his return came a few days, of course, before coach Enzo Maresca revealed his fellow centre-backs Wesley Fofana and Badiashile are not close to fitness following hamstring injuries. He suggested Fofana could miss the rest of the season, and while Badiashile won't be back until another month. We've, of course, guys, reacted to the Fofana stuff, saying, I don't know why he said that, it'll be a few weeks, which is drama, which is unwanted controversy, but we'll see what happens. Maybe it is surgery related, like he's refusing surgery, so he thinks he'll be back soon. I don't know. Have their plans changed? Has Chelsea's plans changed after recent results? The general thinking remains the same, regardless. Chelsea have never intended to be too busy this month because of the work that's already been done in the squad January 2023 to August 24. But they have never ruled out signing anyone. That includes the possibility of agreeing a deal with the summer in mind. Oh, could that be a Delap? Liam Delap, maybe? I'm so tempted to say Rory Delap every time. Or, yeah, maybe a striker, getting a deal down. That's really interesting. Rather than bad results making them spring into action to get someone in now, it will be due to other factors. Ooh. Right, so who are Chelsea looking at? Well, this is what we want to find out, isn't it? The Fofana Badiashile issue has thrown up a discussion point over what to do at centre-back. So, of course, this is really interesting. Crystal Palace centre-half Marc Guehi, who began his career at Stamford Bridge and has 18 months left on his contract, has been added to Chelsea's his list of possible targets for 2025, although no bid has yet been made for him. Now, before we move on, there's been conflicting reports that Chelsea have a bid in the chamber, basically, for Marc Guehi. I'm just going to quickly confirm one thing. Yeah, here we go. This is a story coming from Andy Dillon. Crystal Palace are poised to reject a silly offer for £55 million rated Marc Guehi. The opening bid has fallen way below expectations. So £55 million rated, that's already, £20 million less than it was in the summer. But he's got 18 months left on his deal. If that gets down to the final 12 months, a Crystal Palace player with 12 months left on his deal, that's a defender. Like, he's not a goal-scoring, free-scoring striker. You know, you can't expect much. Oh, sorry, I just had to sneeze. Massive sneeze. So, yeah. Look, 18 months left. Would he want to return to Chelsea? I'd say yeah. Defo. Apparently, it's been reported that Enzo Maresca is a huge fan of Marc Guehi. Of course, he's a captain of Crystal Palace at the moment. He starts for England. He's probably going to be a starter for England, you'd imagine, for Thomas Tuchel, especially if there's three centre-halves playing in a three-back system. You'd put the farm on that. He's 24 years old, but he's already like a captain. So we're short of leaders. There's one for you there. And he also matches the Chelsea sporting director's under 25 rule. He doesn't turn 25 until next summer, the 13th of July. So Maresca is reportedly a big fan of Marc Guehi, but I wonder what Chelsea are prepared to pay for him. If he's £55 million rated with 18 months left in his contract, I wonder what Chelsea would have... Maybe Chelsea bid 25, 27, 30 million. I wonder if he just absolutely just won't sign a new deal. But the thing is, can they get drawn into a relegation battle? That's another thing as well, because obviously they'd rather let him go for a free in 18 months' time than ever get relegated in terms of the financial worth. And one thing that I haven't had time to look at here, because I probably wouldn't know where to look or how to confirm, is that Chelsea have a sell-on clause for Marc Guehi. And it's significant as well. Like if he did go for the 65, 70, 75, whatever it was, the quote to Newcastle United last summer, Chelsea would have made best part of £20 million. So obviously they sold him for 18. They would have made nearly 40 million quid in him by him being sold twice. How does a sell-on clause work if the person he's being sold back to is you? Does it mean like the 20% of the sale just get knocked off the price? So rather than that, the buyer, that 20% from the buyer funnels through back to you, do you just get like a discount, like a 20% discount of the agreed valuation? I don't know. And surely that's something that's put into a contract when originally sold. I literally have no idea. If anyone has an idea and an example of this that's happened before, like, comment down below, bro, because I haven't the foggiest. Right, okay, let's read on then, shall we, on the deal sheet. Another possibility being considered in the short term is recalling Trevoh Chalobah from his season-long loan at Palace. There is a break clause in the deal. Now, Trevoh Chalobah just seemingly was out in the cold, dude. I don't know if it's Enzo Maresca. It's like, yeah, he's not really my profile. Or the sporting director's like, yeah, he can make money. in a different style of team. The truth is, Chelsea fans would happily take him back. The truth is, Chelsea fans would absolutely, almost certainly, most of them, play him over the likes of an Axel Disasi. Certainly, like, over recent performances. And Trevoh we can still play right back, can't he? I just feel like if the right back isn't inverting too much and is tucking in, and the left back is inverting and going up, then, like Cucurella does, going into that pocket sometimes, then surely Trev's perfect for that. He scores at set pieces. We like that. He's also made a lot of mistakes. Palace fans will tell you he started, not great. He's got better. He's turned into a good, important player who scores goals. But even then, I heard on the Straight Out of Common podcast being spoken about him that he's got like a mistake in him every game. Which at Chelsea, we sort of rotate high-profile mistakes, don't we? Whether it's like a Sanchez or a Disasi or, even Cole Palmer getting in on the act, which he's kind of allowed to last game because he gives so much. So you don't want to bring in another player that's going to give the odd goal up because that just can really, really cost you. But at the end of the day, like, I don't think any Chelsea fan is going to see the news of Trevoh Chalobah potentially being recalled and be like, oh no, they'd be welcome, you'd have to say. Academy graduate Alfie Gilchrist can also be recalled early from his season-long loan at Sheffield United, but Chelsea, the championship club, and the player are things happy to continue as they are. He's kind of like a no-nonsense defender, Alfie Gilchrist. He's proper Chelsea, though. The Chelsea faithful, the Stamford Bridge faithful, they love him, don't they? Because the way he celebrates every block and, he scored a goal and it was like the best thing ever. Everyone loved it. So, like, the vibes are unparalleled. Anselmino is inexperienced in English football, but will be assessed over the next few weeks to see if he could provide cover. Academy graduate Joshua Champong, who's shone in his first Premier League start against Crystal Palace, is also a factor in any decision. Absolutely. Yeah, and Josh has played well, looks good. Chelsea weighing up whether to end midfielder Leslie Ugochukwu's loan at Southampton, but they do not intend to end Andre Santos' spell at Strasbourg. Okay, that is significant. And I get it, we spoke about it recently on the channel. I feel like he's doing so well at Strasbourg. He's getting amazing performances. I wonder if the owners don't want to upset Strasbourg fans because he's like the only shining light since they've come in and taken over ownership. And even then, he's a lone player. So to recall him would be so harsh. And it's seemingly so good for his development. Now, look, Andre Santos, for my money, has a massive future at Chelsea starting the upcoming summer. But yeah, probably best to leave him. I would bring Leslie back because he's cover in CDM, he's a good player. I mean, I don't think his loan spell at Southampton has done him any good. In fact, Andre Santos at Forest, it's giving me that vibes to the point it's a bad loan and that's why you're considering bringing him back. But, I'm not saying he would have regressed, but 6 months at Chelsea playing in the Conference League, and it would have done him a lot better. It's a shame, but, hindsight's 2020, innit? Striker and winger are two areas Chelsea are considering. Ooh, 2025 as a whole in mind, so summer as well. Mudryk could face a lengthy ban if his B sample of doping test comes back positive. And that will leave us a winger down, of course. We do have Tyreek George, but I don't know how much we trust him. We'll have to see. If the club makes a suitable bid for a senior player like Christopher Nkunku, then he would need replacing. If we have time in a moment, we'll talk about Nkunku because PSG apparently are considering looking him. He'd need replacing. Ipswich Town's Liam Delap is one of 5 to 10 forwards Chelsea are watching closely in view of signing a striker this year. 10 forwards! 10! It's alright to sneeze again. 10 forwards in the strikers. That's absolutely insane. So who could be leaving? This is big as well. Midfielder Carney Chukwuemeka is generating interest from clubs in the Premier League. Yeah, I'm not surprised. His stocks are high. Check out Stocks FC now. Scan the QR code. Chelsea have made it clear they would only consider a permanent sale. The 21-year-old has a £40 million release clause in his contract. I'd be very shocked if someone triggers that release clause. The only loan for Chukwuemeka that has been considered is to Strasbourg, but that would require recall from either Caleb Wiley, Georgi Petrovic, or Santos, because of that they can only have 3 loan spells there as well. Torino have made a bid for Cesare Casadei, but it's below Chelsea's asking price of 20 to 25 million euros. Wow. And the move looks unlikely now. Unlikely, I thought that was going to happen. Looked like they had momentum there. They face competition of 2 clubs in the top 6 of Serie A. One's, I think, Napoli, by the way. Interesting. So, yeah, he's got, like, loads of... I think because he did so well at under 21 level, Cesare Casadei, for winning that championship and scoring loads of goals, that Italy know him really well and they know he's a good player. So he probably will have some top suitors. A top 4 club in France. Wow, and a top 3 club in the Netherlands who have all expressed interest in Cesare Casadei. So yeah, he has got admirers, guys. Like Chukwuemeka, Chelsea are concentrating on a permanent sale rather than a loan. A close source to Casadei is hopeful that Chelsea will lower their demands so he can progress in the next few days. Wow, Chelsea is still hoping to offload Ben Chilwell, but apart from some initial inquiries, nothing is imminent. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall is most likely to leave on loan. Pour one out for Dewsbury Hall at Chelsea, man. Wow, that is frustrating for the young man. West Ham are interested. We spoke about that yesterday. West Ham looking at actually Carney and Dewsbury Hall. Matt Law from The Telegraph said... former Academy Player of the Year Harvey Bell is expected to leave without a transfer fee. Now that is genuinely sad. He was going to be like one of the superstars. And then David Washington is likely to be loaned out. He has options in England and Europe. So that's the transfer deal sheet. I quickly do want to reference something from Ben Jacobs on X, formerly known as Twitter. Ben Jacobs has good information, actually. He says this about Christopher Nkunku. PSG hold a genuine interest in Christopher Nkunku, but there's been no approach yet to Chelsea. They don't want... apparently Chelsea don't want Nkunku to leave, so any exit would need to be player-driven. This was yesterday, and of course this morning is what's just been published on the deal sheet, which is saying Chelsea would let Nkunku leave should a suitable offer come in. So not necessarily player-driven, but, well, maybe either. I mean... The player would have to go on like strike or do a transfer request for Chelsea to lower their wage transfer demands. But it does seem like that, you know, if a suitable offer comes in and Nkunku goes, yeah, I'll go, they'll go, right, off you go. But then Chelsea will need to replace. Chelsea are not expected to enter the race for Randall Kolo Muani. Yeah, so this is a story we've reacted to here, of course, that apparently he was presented to Chelsea as an option from Kolo Muani's camp, not PSG. As reported, Spurs, Man United, Aston Villa, Juventus, Bayern have all considered Muani. PSG's preference is a permanent exit deal, and of course then they'll look to bring in Nkunku if they can. Nkunku once of PSG, of course, going to Leipzig to get more game time and making the name for himself, which he did really, really well. Obviously, if that story picks up momentum and speed, we'll react accordingly, and we can reflect on more about what could have been with Nkunku at Chelsea. But, you know, who knows? Stranger things have happened. He might just catch fire for the rest of the season and everything's going to be all right. Guys, let me know what you think. Comment down below. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Do go check out Stocks FC by clicking the link in the top of the description or pinned comment or scanning the QR code. Keep it locked to this channel. I'll bring you the Chelsea news. See you very soon. Peace.